Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Tuesday night chat. Excuse me. Sorry I wasn't there Sunday. Thankfully, Rick is your six covered for me and had a good chat. And I actually watched your chat, Rick, the entire thing. Oh, and here's the amateur of the group, and I got my damn thing on. See there, you miss one show and you lose all skills. Anyway, what the? All right, shut up. What did I do? All right, I'm back. Welcome to a Tuesday night chat. Rosie couldn't be here tonight, so you're gonna have to just deal with us. There's a few more invites out there. They may pop in, they may not. I don't know. It don't matter if they do or don't. But with that being said, I'm gonna go down the list, and I'm gonna start with the Crazy Scotsman. Go ahead, man. Do an intro.
Well, appreciate you having me on as always. We have a lovely panel, so it's always good to be in good company. So appreciate that. We have a lovely side panel, side chat going on. There's lots of good people out there. Appreciate y'all showing up. That's all I got. Actually, one more thing. I would like to call out and congratulate Coda Boy. If you guys didn't see the video, and for whatever reason, my feed is screwing up. So I literally just saw it before I jumped on here. But we did hit the goal for C-Max already on the giveaway of the rifle. So thank you, everybody who donated and helped out for C-Max. Really, really do appreciate that.
All right, man. Thanks for coming on. And that is a very good thing. I'm glad we're able to keep that going. And Rick, is your six covered? Would you like to do an intro?
Hello, everybody. Appreciate it. Happy Thanksgiving to all you guys out there. If I haven't talked to you since then. Other than that, happy holidays. And I think we're going to have a good time. Got a couple videos. Got one out. Did a VR for survival mindset. And I got a few extra ones coming out shortly. But other than that, you guys can't wait to chat. And congratulations there, Mr. Coda Boy.
Thank you.
And go right ahead, Coda Boy. You can do an intro and follow up with anything else you want to talk about.
All right. Well, TR, thank you very much for having me on tonight. I greatly appreciate it. You're a pillar of the community, an upstanding individual, handsome as well. Just an outstanding guy. Incredible shot behind those revolvers is absolutely incredible. But yeah, man, we hit the 2,000 mark. If you guys, I don't have access to the side chat, but I'd like to say thank you to everybody who took part in it. I'd like to say thank you to everybody who, if you weren't able to take part into it, at least you offered your prayers to the big guy. And, you know, what I wanted to do is I wanted to keep it capped off at $2,000 because I just think it's a better giveaway to the 200 entries. And we hit that. We hit a couple more. And because of Alan B. Pro, he joined in late. There was a couple other people that I'm going to go ahead and bring in, as long as we don't get too far over it. What? So anyhow, we're going to be doing a drawing this week, and I'm inviting my counterpart over there in crime, Mr. Crazy Scotsman. You know, I understand he's sexy as hell these days. He's got quite a following going on. And Rick, you're messing me up, dude. I can't concentrate. But and anyway, we'll probably try to do the drawing, probably say Friday evening, so that I can at least go ahead and get that thing to the dealer and get it shipped out immediately. But again, thank you very much to everybody. Great support out there. C-Max is an awesome guy, and I really appreciate it. Thanks.
Yeah, that's really good. I'm glad that as big as YouTube is, something I've realized in the last several years, the gun community is kind of small. There are some bigger channels out there that have their own following and whatever, but far as the regular guys, the normal people that just throw a camera on themselves and go run a course at a, you know, event, or us just shooting our backyard. We're actually a fairly small community. So anytime we can help raise a few $1,000s for any kind of charity, I don't care what it is, it's actually a big accomplishment. I mean, as much as I know, we think, well, shit, we should be able to raise $10,000 or $100,000. I've been doing this long enough to know that in these small circles, you know, you got a $5,000-$10,000. That is enormous, you know, accomplishment to make. So the fact that we are getting really close to that says a lot for the community and says a lot for the caliber of people that we hang out with and that we associate with.
You got to,
and I hope that came out right.
Using those real big words, it's kind of confusing, Rick. So you got to be careful with all that. I can see it look on his face. Poor kid.
Yeah. Yeah, because seriously, I mean, if based on my life experience, if I was able to raise a couple $100 for somebody, I would have thought, damn, I did something. And to be, not that I had any control over anything, but just to be part of something that helped raise thousands of dollars. I mean, when I say thousands, I don't care if it's $2,000. If you raise $2,000 for somebody to help them, that's a big deal when you're a normal person, you know, and don't think that you're whatever. I don't know. Maybe I got off on tangent there, but I've been involved into a few fundraisers, and I think the CMAX fundraiser has been a very successful fundraiser, is what I'm trying to say. Maybe that's what I just should have said and shut the hell up.
Well, I'll tell you what, man, it goes back to Scotsman. I mean, he started the fever on this thing, and like I said, man, that young man worked his ass off to get to this point, and I think it's, you know, anytime somebody can join in, and now I understand that he's offering money for hair, locks of love or whatever that is on his face there, but he's going to shave that shit off for dollar amounts.
Yeah, we double the goal, man. I'll shave it all off, every ounce of it. and just for you guys, I will mail it to Coda Boy 32.
No, I will super glue that shit onto something. That'd be fun.
Put it on a bucket of tannerite and watch it fly.
I'm gonna throw up.
Hey, but really, Scotsman, when you do shave it off, don't just shave it off. Like, do designs and shit. Like, make cool things, and then like go to the next cool thing. Like,
well, see, I'm gonna do it live.
Make it fun.
So I'm gonna do it live. I'll do it live. So you guys will be right there watching, and you can say whatever you want to say, and maybe I'll change the angle, whatever, you know, as I'm shaving it off.
Yeah, like start with like a Lincoln or something, and then work your way to at the end of the day, just end up with a Hitler and then be done with it. Might as well.
Yeah, you gotta make it fun, man.
Or do half like this, and then do like that half guy where he's singing, and then he does the the other part, the duet.
Dress up as a lady on one side and a bearded guy on the other. That would be worth some money.
That would be.
I'd donate another AR for that. I don't have money, but I got ARs coming out my ass.
Yeah, but don't do the Hitler thing. Not that I find it offensive, but they're already calling us fascist as it is, just for being somewhat conservative. Don't play that.
Well, do the opposite. Like, make this part clear and then leave just this part. Like, do the anti-Hitler.
Yeah, you could do the reverse Hitler.
I think the other idea you had of half and half was a lot better.
All right. Well, let's do that then.
Talk guns. Talk about shooting shit, man.
Hell yeah, let's shoot some shit.
Who's got something they can blow up right now? That's always fun.
Yeah.
I've already done a live pop. Well, I can't say that. It was a private chat.
When you shot out the window?
Yeah.
You can do that. We're in the South.
Yeah, I could, but I don't know if I want to or not.
No, I don't mean right now.
I have to think about it. There's a lot of shit between there and here, and I don't know if I want everybody to see all the junk in this. And this is a junk room. Believe it or not, it looks like it might be my headquarters. This isn't. This is like a fucking junk room. This is like my catch-all room. Yeah, that is actually old waterbed from the fucking 90s. I mean, this is a catch-all room from hell.
Dude, I had a waterbed one time, and I was so excited to sleep on it. I filled that bitch up with water and jumped on it. Tried to fall asleep. I woke up freezing my ass off. I thought I was gonna die, man. I was like, this ain't no fun. Holy shit.
You gotta have heater in it.
Yeah. Well, I know the heater was in it, but I've just filled it up, and it didn't have enough water in it. I mean, the water wasn't hot. So it was like sleeping on 40-degree like ice or some shit, man. It was freezing.
I like the old school ones where your partner gets on that side and fucking throws you off the other side. Oh man. Bought a bunch of primers today. Bought some powder. Bought all sorts of cool shit today.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. We were talking about this earlier. I went out. They had Amazon had that Frankfurt Arsenal wet tumbler on sale for $129.
Awesome.
And dude, I bought that thing, and I was so excited when I got in here. Matter of fact, C-Max gave me about 1,000 pieces of brass for the ACP, 45 ACP, as well as Big Johnson handed me about a 35-pound bag of brass, and literally cleaned all the 45 ACP in one and done. I couldn't believe it. About 1,000 pieces, and you know, yep. And 40 cal.
No, this is 45. Ask me if I have a 45.
Do you have a 45?
Fuck no.
Well, then guess where you're going to – hey, 3-gun. So anyway, I was telling TR, I was looking at that dryer thing because the guy scared me to death down there at the farm and told me, don't put this stuff in the oven, man. You'll anneal the brass or some shit. And so I looked at that Frankfurt Arsenal dryer, and the reviews on it was like, this thing's a hunk of shit. So I bought a dehydrator, a Presto dehydrator, 6-level deal. So not only can I dry my brass, but now I can do beef jerky at the same time.
There you go.
Yeah.
Now you can get bullets that smell like beef jerky. Holy shit. You might be onto something there, Code Boy.
And then I was talking to my wife. She asked me what type of – I want a new computer for Christmas. So I sent her the link. She goes, you're not getting that in a loader too. And I was like, how do you know about a loader? So I think she's got something going on.
Ah.
I hope.
Well, you better hope that shit's blue and it has a 6 and a 5 and a 0 in it.
Well, we had SoCal at the house, and we were talking about it. He was giving her the specifications on what I need.
Well, if you had SoCal, you might be lucky and get a 1, a 0, a 5, and a 0.
Yeah, I want just something like what Rick's got there with the correlator on the top.
Look at that pretty little bitch right there. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I want that whole fucking thing.
Look at the round counts going up, gents. It's kind of dark, but look at all those hash marks. Oh yeah.
Is that 1,000 per hash mark or what?
No, those are hundreds. You got to remember, I've only had it for a few months.
Yeah, but you've had it for a few months. That thing should be full. That you should be on like paper number 4. You should be like burning through pads like nothing else.
I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, that's not right. I'm lying. 1, 2, 3. I got 4,000 rounds. That's a lot.
Yeah. That's at least 8 hours of work. And you've been really cranking them out, huh?
I've been doing well, yeah, I got a lot of, I've done 40, 223, and 9 so far.
How's that thing work on 223? Is it pretty nice? Just
It works great. It works great for me.
yeah, I
know
love
what? The case prep for the long neck bullshit it's a fucking nightmare. The trimming and all that other shit that goes along with rifle rounds.
And that's the whole thing. I've got probably about 3,000 or 4,000 cases of 223, but I'm going to reload them with the 75 grain quantity. So that I'm reloading them. It makes sense to reload them that way versus, you can go out and buy the shit for, $240 for 1,000 rounds.
Here's my new stuff.
Yeah. 27.5 grains with 55 grain.
55 grains a waste of reloading time.
Well, I know. That's what I was saying. So I've got to develop another load for the 75 grain open tip. One a day.
Well, try to keep around 69 because we can do a lot of different stuff with that.
All right. Well, doesn't matter to me. I like the 223, the CFE 223, and I want to buy a couple thousand bullets of the something that's high quality stuff. Because honestly, man, I mean, even when we went down to the farm, I didn't even shoot a whole lot of 223. Hell, I loaded 750 rounds of 223 and 750 rounds of 9mm. I probably shot less than 200 rounds of each while I was down there.
Well, well, I'm a little different maybe, but I shot about 10 rounds just to make sure the red dot was okay. And the one competition where we used the AR, I used Tula ammo and a fucking red dot, $80 red dot. That's what I competed with, and Tula ammo.
Yeah.
See,
and I only missed twice. I only missed 2 targets. I was like, ding, 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 miss, ding, miss, ding. And I was like,
poor old Pops, what was he shooting? That damn wolf. He brought a whole case of that shit out. His damn gun, it wouldn't run that thing to save its life. His AR screwed up on him. The damn shotgun screwed up on him. He dropped his gun running over to the damn Texas Star. And I was like, you poor guy, man.
Yeah, he had like 3 or 4 bad runs like that.
Yeah, he was getting frustrated.
that was a shotgun, right?
Yeah, so what he did was he went out and bought him a Benelli too. So because that's going to make him shoot better.
That ain't going to do any bit better.
I said, somebody needs to hold an intervention with you, man.
Oh. I'm telling you, if we all went back to
He needs to get him a 1301 tactical.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. I put the double A's in there, that high velocity stuff that with the black, and my gun ran like a champ. It never failed. And then all of a sudden, it started running the regular shit without a problem too. So, like you said, just because that high velocity stuff ran perfect, that's what I'm going to buy for a 3 gun. I'm not fucking around. And plus it's slippery. It's slick, but sticky to the hand. So Rick, on the reloads, it'll work real, real good.
Which one is it?
The double A, Winchester.
Oh, Winchester, yeah.
High velocity shit.
I use that stuff for years, but price is too expensive.
It's $7.99 a box. But if you think about it, man, you go into a 3 gun and you don't want to just use it for your 3 gun stuff. You plink and shit.
The Rio works fine in my gun.
Yeah.
So far, I'm sure it won't when we go to shoot it again.
Yeah.
all right, I want to jump into the chat just for a minute. Somebody new, Mike J3. I don't know who you are. Trump says he was signed to 2018 NDAA, which is amendment to release 100,000 19 A1s to the public and some Garands 22 rifles. And I think that's great. They should. But just for anybody that don't know, from a historical standpoint, that's great. You could buy a historical firearm. But for anybody that don't know, they stopped making 1911s for the military in 1945. So any 1911 that's out there, unless you got lucky and found and got one that was not issued, the 1911s that's out there that were issued, you want to talk about a wore out 1911. That son of a bitch has been beat to death for, let's see, 1945 to 9. If it was issued at best 1945, what would that be? 55, 65, it's about 80 years old, 70 years old, been to beat the fuck out of. But it would be a great historical firearm to own.
We were still, when I was in basic, when I went to AIT, our issued firearm was a 1911. And that tell you how fucking old I am.
Well, when I was in Desert Storm, our officers and yeomans and shit like that, the ones that didn't carry rifles, they carried a 1911. But even in 1990 and 91, the newest that firearm could be was 1945. That, I mean, period. There was not a 45 1911 issued. As far as, I mean, I know there might be some special forces or some shit that might have had some other kind of crazy shit, but just as far as normal military, yeah, 1945 is the last time they issued 1911. I mean, that they did a run of 1911s for the military. So in 1980, 90, whatever, if 1911, that sumbitch could have been made in 1935.
What does that do with the value if they release that many new guns into the market? Because these are the guns they're bringing back from like the Philippines or some stupid shit, isn't it? Or
well, I mean, value wise, depending on how many they release of each particular item, you depend on condition and stuff like that. You could see the market literally just plummet. And I say plummet because if they release enough of them, it makes it harder for the ones that are already out there. And so generally what you see is when they release a whole bunch of them, prices start dropping pretty drastically.
Yeah. Well, he said only a few thousand, so I don't know.
They should be out there. They're just sitting in a warehouse somewhere collecting dust anyways.
Well, that's what that's one point I want to make, because there's a lot of them that's not necessarily been issued. I don't know what guns they're planning on releasing. These could be issued guns, because the military, and Coda Boy knows this, they stockpile shit like you would not believe. And like when I qualified for the 50 cal in 1990, when I qualified for the 50 cal Browning machine gun, the Ma Deuce people call it, or whatever, you got the toggle. When I opened the ammo can, that ammo was packed in 1945. It hadn't been opened since 1945, as far as I know. When you opened it, you smelled that nitro and shit just hit you in the fucking face. The ammo card, the guy that signed it was in 1945. And that's the ammo that I qualified on a 50 cal in 1990. So they stockpile shit like you wouldn't believe.
They might be brand new then.
Yeah, they could. When the base I was in, the little CB base in Gulfport, Mississippi, we had Jeeps, and we wasn't even using Jeeps anymore. But the old little Jeeps, you think of World War II Jeeps, we had warehouses stacked with them son of a bitches with the tires off and the windshield down. They were in little cases. I mean, they wasn't even whatever high. not even, you know, chest high, maybe chest high. I can't even remember now, but brand new. They would take them out, check, make sure everything was good, that they wasn't rusting away, and they'd pack them back up. Some bitches were brand new, but they were built back in the fucking 40s or whatever.
And that's not uncommon. I got a M1 Garand in my shop right now, and I will tell you, it is almost virtually unfired. And that sucker dates to 1944, and it is all original.
Sounds pretty nice. There was Richard Sabo. He wanted an M1 carbine. Luckily, I'm old enough where those were cheap back in the day. $99.
My dad had an M1. He was a collector. He had an M1 carbine from every manufacturer that made them during World War II.
Nice. That's fucking awesome.
We had a walk-in closet. It's back before you had to worry about somebody stealing all your shit. But literally, you had a walk-in closet with gun racks all the way down one side, across the back, and across this side. And he had it lit up. He was really cool about the guns, man. But but he sold one off. He had a broom handle Mauser, was a really nice gun. But he gave my oldest brother bought him an M1 Garand, and he ended up getting that back after Dad died. But I think the only thing that I got that was collectible was fucking nothing. He didn't have shit when me. I know, damn Armenian Titan Tiger. You ever seen any of those in the store there, Scotty?
I have not. Actually, sorry, you said the Titan Tiger?
Yeah.
Actually, I just sold one.
Really?
I literally picked one up here probably about a month ago, and it sat in my store for about a week and a half. I sold it for $180.
That's not bad. It's a great little gun. It's all pot metal, but it's a good looking gun. Honestly, the best gun that I got from Dad, and I'll never sell it, is that Uberti 45 Long Colt. I love that gun. And then
Uberti makes quality firearms, man.
Well,
Absolute quality.
It's a nice gun. I keep it closed up in a special gun case just to keep protected. But it's like, you know, it belonged to him, so it's one of my favorites. Says I'm gonna bring it down to the farm, and me and TR are gonna have to go head to head on the competition. I can't afford to shoot the damn thing, so TR's gonna have to provide all the ammo.
I tell you what, next time we line up to go to the farm, if you bring a 45 Long Colt, I'll supply all the ammo.
Oh, you're on, man. Yeah, but I'm going to need a couple hundred rounds so I can practice, doing the quick draw.
I brought damn near 300 rounds of 45 Long Colt to the last event, just in case anybody that wanted to shoot it, they could. Because if you have a 45 Long Colt, by God, you better be reloading.
Yeah, no shit. And you know that you can reload a revolver faster than a semi-auto. Just saying.
Oh yeah.
Just saying that. I had a guy tell me that today on that front to back to the front, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Do it, Rick. You know how to do it.
From the balls to the tip.
Yeah. But he's like, I can reload my revolver faster than I can reload my semi-automatic. And I was like, well, you might want to talk to Bald and Curious about that one.
So you might want to fucking practice then. Jesus.
I know. Right?
Yeah, if you can don't get me wrong, you can reload pretty fast in a revolver, but if you can't pop a mag and throw a mag real fast, you got some issues.
I got a video that I haven't put out yet, but it's I cannot believe some of the comments, man, on that fucking thing. It's amazing how many people on there agree, not only with Bald and Curious, but just how much they hate the Yankee Marshal. It's so funny.
So I'm going to stop you for just 1 second. Bald and Curious is out in the side chat. He's also going to buy a 45 Long Colt just for the farm. I think there should be a trend. So anyone that is invited and going to the farm, we're all going to buy a 45 long Colt, and TR is going to supply all the ammo.
Well, I cast my own bullets and reload them with my Dillon 550. I can load them for about 6 or 7 cents a round.
Good
Bring it
God.
on. I can load a 45 long Colt damn near as cheap as I can. Well, not quite. Well, pretty close to a 9mm.
They use a large primer.
Yeah, it does use
230 grain. Large primer, 230 grain. Will you shoot round nose with that, or can you shoot? You have to shoot the
whatever you want. I can use my 45 ACP 230 ground. Or hell, I can use a 220. I mean, a 200 grain bullet for that matter for a 45 long Colt.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I want to get a set of dies for it. I mean, I might as well. I want to get a set of 40 cal Smith & Wesson dies. And then,
look at that, TR.
38 special.
No, look. Here's a 40, and here's what Roger shoots. Get some.
Yeah.
Look at that. This is a 40, by the way.
For anyone that doesn't know, a 40, it's the bitch round.
No, 9mm is for, it's a wife round.
No, 40 is the transgender round of the gun community. Because they don't know if it wants to be a 9mm or a 45 ACP. So
well, see, the problem with the 40 is that so the 40 came about because the feds. So for those of you that don't know, they started with a 10mm, and they basically were whimpering and crying because it was too much power, and they had to reduce it down. So there came the 40. So that's why it's called the bitch round.
Well, I'll tell you what, I got a 229 and 40, and I love the shit out of that gun.
Hell yeah. I'd say Scotty can't handle the 40, but he shoots a hand cannon, so that won't work.
I know, right? I mean, like, God.
You're like, where did he go?
That's the one thing. You got to get me a 350. Man.
They're like, why'd you call the cops, sir? Because I shot someone. Well, where is he? I don't know.
Vaporizes that.
Just wait till you see my next hand cannon. I'm buying a Smith & Wesson 460 is next on my list for my next carry gun, 5-inch. and I will be carrying 454 Cassol in that particular weapon.
Now, who had the 44 mags down there? Was that you and John?
That was me and John. Yeah.
That son of a bitch had a shockwave to it. I didn't get a chance to shoot the Desert Eagle. That would have been nice. But I'm glad I didn't, because I heard a couple people had their finger thinner cut off of that bitch.
All right, I'll go ahead and admit that I understand the 40 for competition, as far as power factor and what classes. But as far as a carry gun, self-defense, I really think the 40 is so in between that it's insignificant. This is just personal opinion. I mean, if somebody carries it for self-defense, that's fine. If that's what you shoot, that's fine. I get it. That's okay. But I mean, seriously, I mean, either you want high capacity or you want a big caliber. And the 40 falls in between that, but I don't think it's a gap that really makes enough difference. Especially if you're placing your shots. I would rather have 17 rounds of 9mm than 15 rounds of 40. Those 2 rounds, if I'm looking for high capacity, those 2 rounds that I missed, that I don't have, if I'm looking for high capacity, don't make up for the little bit of energy that they produce at the target.
I mean, here's the thing, though. 9mm, you got the HSTs with 150 grain. I mean, you're coming out of the barrel with almost the same punch as 180 grain in a 9mm. You're holding about 3 or 4 rounds. So,
all right, moving on.
No, I mean, like I said, I'm not down in the 40 far as competition.
I don't carry a 40.
Hey, Rick, quit getting butthurt.
No,
What?
no,
Like
we've done
he
this so
even
many
just said
times.
he don't carry a 40. He don't carry a 40. And if anybody out there that does carry 40, that's fine. If that's what works for you, you can carry it. I'm just saying, if you're going for high capacity, why not go to a 9 with a high quality bullet and carry a couple extra rounds with you? Because you're only, the difference between a 9mm and a 40 usually is only about 2 rounds.
Yeah.
I mean, it might be more for some
all your
guns.
points are true. I mean, for a carry gun.
But if I want a really slim gun and I'm not worried about high capacity and 6 or 7, 8 rounds is good enough for me, I would rather carry 8 rounds of 45 than I would 8 rounds of 9mm or even 40, whatever. Like if I was in California or New York and I can only carry 10 rounds, I'm carrying a fucking 45. Because you're maxed out already.
Yeah.
In South Carolina, I'm carrying a fucking 9mm. I got 18 fucking rounds in the fucking gun.
Whose video is I watching? Not God. What is it? There's a channel they were talking about. He's a preacher, I guess, or something, but he carries like it's a 22. It's basically a shrunk down 5.56 round in a pistol. What is that? What caliber is that? 22.
Are you talking about the 5.7?
No, it's not the 5.7. He calls it
TCM. It's the TCM. TCMs. The Rock Island Armory TCM. It's a shrunk down. It's like a 5.56 on a 9mm shell, or it's been a 5.56 been chopped down about the size of a 9mm, but it's a 22 caliber. Scab Ugly's got one.
Oh, he does.
Yeah.
It's TC. Okay, there it is. Yeah, and he said that thing.
It's a nasty round.
Yeah, for a pistol, it's basically bringing almost a rifle to a pistol fight.
Yeah, well, the problem is that it costs just as much or more to shoot that than it does a fucking rifle. To the tune of about $1 a round, I think.
Yeah, I couldn't, and then I wouldn't want to reload that because it has a neck to it.
No, and the ammo is produced out in the Philippines too. It's proprietary to those guys. It's a badass round. It puts a flamethrower out there, man. But it
ain't cheap, that's for sure. We do have a question from the side chat though. Baldwin Curious wants to know what any of you guys know on HR 38, which is National Reciprocity Act.
Guns and Gadgets.
I was going to bring it up too. Go ahead.
Guns and Gadgets out of Massachusetts will help you out on that one.
Well, here's my take on it. The only problem I have with it is the fact that the national government's getting involved into it. So if we get the national government involved, and I hadn't read that entire bill, so I can't speak totally on it. But if we involve the national government into a gun law that allows carry in every state, there will be loopholes in it that will probably fuck us in the end. So, I mean, a national law like that could be a good thing. It just depends on how it's worded.
What if they make California's laws the national, the standard? Or New York. Well, we're going to make New York the national standard. So you guys have to jump through hoops.
Well, I think
North Carolina's ready to secede at that point.
You won't want that shit.
I think kind of where TR is going with that is literally when you cross state lines, now abide by their law. So, for example, if you go from one state and you jump into California, New York, Massachusetts, any one of those states that are restrictive, guess what? If you cross that line and you have that high capacity magazine or anything like that, you're now breaking their law. So you got to be careful when you're going cross country and doing that. Is it a good thing to have? Absolutely. 100% agree with it. Just you got to be careful because of all these different things. When you start crossing state lines, you got to know the law of that particular state that you're going into.
Well, I mean, we could take it a step further. We could take it to the point, and here's where I have a problem with it. Well, those problems too. If they made it like, okay, I got a permit in South Carolina and I can carry in my state, and as long as I get that permit, I can do that in each state or whatever. But then maybe I have to register what gun I'm going to carry, because in South Carolina, I can actually qualify for a concealed weapon permit with a fucking 22 revolver. But then I can turn around and put on a 1911 or a Glock 20 or a whatever. When I get I have a concealed weapon permit, I can carry whatever fucking pistol I want. I don't have to tell them what pistol I'm going to carry. I don't have to qualify with the pistol I'm going to fucking carry. I can go out there with a Model 17 22 Smith & Wesson revolver or a Mark II 22 pistol and do the pistol course. And then they give me my permit 90 days later and carry a 38 or a fucking 1911. I can, every day of my life, I can carry a different fucking gun in South Carolina, and I'm legal. But if they do the national thing, they may want, hey, well, we'll let you do that, but you got to tell us what gun you're going to carry. Because in some states, you have to do that.
Yeah, California was one of them. At the time when I left there, I was able to have three different, and I had to qualify with each one of them. That's what's nice about, like TR was saying, North Carolina's the same. You can carry whatever the hell you want.
Yeah, when I was in Georgia, the same way. Literally, you can qualify with a 22, which in Georgia you don't have to qualify with anything. But same thing, you can literally carry whatever the hell you want. Because what theirs is, and theirs isn't actually a carry permit for a handgun. It's a carry permit for any weapon. It's actually a weapon permit. So you can carry pretty much whatever the fuck you want, and they can't say a goddamn thing to you.
Yeah, that's cool. That's what I kind of wondered about. If you have a concealed weapon permit, right? It doesn't say pistol permit.
And that's the thing, like, for example, where I'm at now, it's now a concealed handgun license. So you got to be, so if they do this national reciprocity, it could also be something else where that comes into play too. Is it now going to change all these licenses? If you have a weapons license, will it have to become a handgun license only?
See, this one says concealed handgun permit.
You know, it opens a lot of different doors and a lot of different avenues to where this could go.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. I think depending on who's putting it together and what their incentives are and their whole, basically what they got hidden agenda wise, if there is any, could definitely screw you.
Well, now, I think it could be a good thing if it was a blanket thing, just like a driver's license, a truck driver's license, whatever. Okay, I got a driver's license in South Carolina, and they have done a national law saying, okay, as long as you have a driver's license in South Carolina, you can drive in California or New York or whatever. If they done it like that, it would be okay. But the problem is, especially with something like a gun law, let me get my props out. Instead of just saying, okay, if you have a concealed weapon permit in South Carolina, we'll make it where that's good in every state. But here's the bylaws, and that'll be the bill. It won't be a page. Okay, you got a driver's license in South Carolina, so you can carry in California. Now,
I
here
think
the bylaws.
I got to stop you, TR. I think you're cutting that one short because seriously, the bylaws are probably gonna be like this fucking thick.
Yeah, well, yeah, well, that was the easiest one to grab.
We got
you probably couldn't pick that book up.
Yeah, and just so anybody knows, this is the kind of shit I read. The $1 Trillion Conspiracy by Jim Marrs. Very good book, actually.
See, the problem with that, though, and SoCal talked about it a little bit, is the county sheriff in each county, like in California, I'm talking, basically has the yay or nay say so on whether you get a permit or not. It's good for the whole state of California, but that's where this whole, if depending on what county you live in, you could really, could dictate whether you get a permit or not. So it's, even though we're talking the nation, you still, wherever you're living or residing, will have to try to get a permit in that area. And if you're still in a sucky ass shitty area, you're still screwed unless you move or something.
All right, here's the biggest problem. We had Justin out there. I forget the whole name he had, but just actually that little part right there is all we need, the Second Amendment. But unfortunately, politicians and people have allowed our country to stray away from this. This is all our country is founded on, right there. That's it. That's all we need. The Constitution. This has got the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence.
Declaration. What was that? Can you say that 10 times fast there, TR?
Hell, I can't say it one time slow.
I know.
But
that's all right. The Scotsman can't say the month after December either.
But now we got laws like this thick, and this is what you got to do if you're running a produce stand on the side of the road, and there's the laws that'll dictate that. But
no,
when we started,
that's what you got to do before you can even run that on the side of the road.
Yeah. But when we started, this is all we had. This is all we needed to run the entire fucking country for the rest of time. And we let politicians fuck it all up. And not me and you personally. We're fighting for it now. We're trying to keep them from keeping to fuck it up. But, we got our hands tied. I mean,
now, see, here's the thing. This also brings up another thing. So, like Rick was saying, for example, California, you have to be issued in a certain county, whatever. It's up to them whether or not they do it. Now, technically, if they wanted to, they could apply for an out-of-state permit if this was to go through and get an out-of-state permit, and then technically they could go back and still carry in their state.
Yeah. Well, in the Daily Shooter, he actually was promoting that for a while when Trump made it in office. He's like, go get your out-of-state, because people in California, they want it bad. And most of the law-abiding citizens aren't allowed to. So, trying to figure out every avenue that you can to figure out a way where you can protect you and your family. So they were banking on that going into effect and having getting all this stuff done ahead of time so you won't be stuck in a big line of people, and hoping that goes through. So the people in California that do want to carry, that are in a shitty county, would be able to. But with that, they could word it. You must have a permit in the location you reside in order for all those to go into effect. They don't now, but you know what I mean. They could always put some bullshit in there.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just saying like when you're buying a handgun, you have to buy a handgun in the state you reside in. You can't buy it in any other state. So, yeah, I get where you're coming from on that. They could technically flip that on us and kind of screw us that way too.
See now, why
Hey,
is
TR guys? I'm gonna have to bail, man. I'm over here falling asleep.
well, wake the fuck up?
Yeah.
We noticed.
Go back to Coda Boy.
You
See
what?
the drawer right there? See it with the below the plug? Walk over there, open it up, stick your hand in there, and then close it really hard, and you'll be awake, no problem.
No, man. I love to sleep. My favorite sport. But TR, thanks very much for having me on, man. I know it's a short period of time. Crazy. I'm touching base with you this weekend, and Rick, always shoot straight and do what you do and have fun. And,
Get some sleep, brother.
Keep dropping trees on houses, Rick.
well, here's the thing: is if I stay on here, you're gonna start seeing me do some crazy shit because the melatonin's kicking in, and it's gonna be like, I'm gonna pull a pops on you.
What's different than normal?
Yeah, what's different? I was gonna say the same thing.
All right.
You know what? We're gonna miss you, Coda Boy. Congrats on the 2000.
All right, guys. Love you long time. Happy endings.
Later, man.
Later, brother.
I'm gonna do a thumb check here. Oh, this is bullshit. We got 43 watching and 24 thumbs up. I guess I better thumbs it up. Come on, you lazy bastards out there.
Come on, assholes. Thumbs this shit up.
Hit the thumb or don't. Well,
Now, I mean, I believe in the national. I ain't even gonna try to say it because I can't say it when I'm fucking sober, much less.
come on, go for it. You got it. You got this, TR.
Reciprocity.
Yep, you nailed it.
Yeah, I got it.
You killed it, man. You killed it.
But the problem with it is we're involving the national government and a right that we already have, and they will fuck it up every time. I mean, the states fuck it up, and the national government lets the states fuck it up. Like what's going on in New York, New Jersey, California, Chicago, Washington, D.C. I mean, hell, even South Carolina, as liberal as our gun laws are, I shouldn't say liberal, that sounds wrong, but as constitutional as our gun laws are in South Carolina, I can't carry open carry. I can't carry a gun on my side and it be seen. You know, as free as we are in South Carolina, we still are restricted by our state, and our federal government don't step in and say, wait, whoa, you fucked up. Because, and it always pops right to that, the Second Amendment, because I open it up so much there. It don't say that you can restrict my fucking Second Amendment, period. The federal government, that is the fucking reason they put those amendments in there, saying the states and even the federal government can't step in and restrict these rights. These rights cannot be fucking infringed. Your First Amendment, your Second Amendment, your Third Amendment, your Fourth Amendment. None of them can be fucking infringed. Not one iota. Not one. And what do? We fuck that up right off the gate.
How many laws are out there right now that are infringing upon our rights?
Every fucking one of them.
That's fucking right.
Exactly.
Like when I was in Georgia, you can open carry in Georgia, and you can open carry in the state I'm in now. But I can tell you where I'm at this point, if I open carry, the amount of looks that I get because I'm open carrying is ridiculous. Now, when I was in Georgia, I could open carry, no one gave a shit.
Yeah.
I only ever had one day where I literally got so many looks and bad looks. I was like, okay, what the hell is going on? Something happened. And it turned out, so I went to the grocery store after work one day, and I kid you not, I got so many looks in the grocery store, and I went in there every other day pretty much. for over a year. And then I walk in there and suddenly I'm getting all these weird looks. I get to the checkout and the lady that's up there, she's like, "Are you getting some weird looks in the store?" And I'm like, "Yeah, what the hell's going on?" She's like, "Oh, some guy shot himself in the parking lot like an hour ago."
Oh, fuck.
And I'm like, "That'll explain it."
There you go. No, you know, I'll give you a good example from living in California forever and finally getting the hell out of there. You know, there's a lot of good gun owners in California, and a lot of us fought and fought and fought to try to. I mean, if you look at every time there's an election, you look at California, and it's not red, right? And then we're always battling against the same people when it comes to trying to protect our Second Amendment, and we're at the losing end of the battle. And everybody says, you know, you need to get out of there. You need to get out of there. The problem is all that bullshit, what you're seeing actually is all that stuff's being pushed to another state. You know, you got California, then you got New York, you know, and so on and so forth. And if we don't stand together, you know, everybody goes, well, fuck California, you know, hope they fall off, you know, and we can't. We got to fight with those guys. We got to use the energy that we have in the free states and help those guys fighting for their rights there, because whether they have the option to move or not, those same laws that they come into effect are the ones that hopefully we'll never have to see. But those people, our politicians, are going, well, yeah, we love California's idea. Let's go ahead and try that out. Let's put it on the ballot and see if we can get it pushed. You know, so we gotta help those guys as well.
No, that's an absolutely excellent point. You know, it's very true. Other states just the same way. New Jersey, New York, Massachusetts, all those places that are dealing with all these different restrictive laws. Every one of those politicians in those states are trying to push them on other states.
Yeah, exactly.
And actually, really, technically, when you talk about any other amendment, I don't care if it's the first, fourth, second, whatever. I'm going to go ahead and read this from the Constitution. Amendment 10. Those powers not delegated to the United States by the Constitution, nor prohibited by it to the states, are reserved to the states respectively or to the people. But what people don't get, these states don't get, is just because it says the states have a right to make their own laws, that only applies if it does not violate the first 9 amendments. So if you violate the first 9 amendments, the federal government should have stepped in and says, yeah, you can pass whatever law you want, as long as it don't infringe on any of these others. And that's where it got all skewered. And they're like, well, we can pass whatever law we want. But no, you can't. Even though that's happened. Because the 10th Amendment backs up the first, the fourth, the fifth, the second, all of it. Yeah, you're right. You can pass whatever law you want. If you want to make it where men can't marry men in America, in your state, not America, in your state, you can do that because it's not specified in the Constitution. If you want to make it where you can't marry a goat, you can do that because it's not specified in the fucking Constitution. You know, if you want to jack off on the fucking side of the road, it's not specified in the Constitution, but it's also not fucking protected by the Constitution. So if your state says you can't jack off on the side of the road, you know what? Yeah, you can do that because that might be in, you know, whatever your state calls it, indecent exposure. Because it's not protected by the first fucking 9 amendments. And that's where they got it all fucking wrong. They're thinking, well, we can pass whatever law we want. And our failure has been not only Congress and the executive office, but the Supreme Court, and not going after cases where our rights are violated.
Well, there's been a lot of failures. I mean, the First Amendment, the freedom of speech. Everyone seems to forget that the freedom of speech, that is protected by the Second Amendment. The Second Amendment gives you that fucking right. So, and then let's dive into this a little bit further. The fucking media and the right of the media and all their shit that they fucking put out there. You know, they take everything the wrong direction. It doesn't say they have the right to say whatever the fuck they want to say. It says they have the right to report to the people, you know, the facts. But they don't report facts. They report whatever the fuck they want to report in order to get views. But if you want to really dive into it, dive into the different amendments, technically they're abusing the First Amendment and many other amendments at that point, where they're saying whatever the fuck they want to say in order to get their views and get what they want and gain more following behind things that should not happen.
Well, I'll have to argue with that a little bit. There's nothing in there that says they have to tell the truth. It just says that there's a right. The government can't. Well, let me just read it, and then we'll discuss it. I hate to turn this into super political chat, and my camera is out of focus, you son of a bitch. Anyway, Congress shall make no law respecting the establishment of religion, comma, or prohibiting the free speech exercise thereof, semicolon, or abridging the freedom of speech, comma, or the press, semicolon, or the right of the people peacefully to assemble, comma, and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. So basically, the press can say whatever they want, and the government, our federal government, can't do anything about it. And I want to bring up that point just because, okay, here recently, I want to change gears just a little bit. Okay, we'll get off guns just for a little bit. Let's just take the NFL. With them taking a knee to the national anthem and blah, 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 and saying it's their First Amendment right. No, it's not. It's not your First Amendment right to take a knee to the national anthem. It's not your First Amendment right to do things like that, because you're an employee of a company, and that company makes the rules they want while you're employed with them. And I bring that up because, like, where I work in manufacturing. I can't carry a gun into work. I can't say whatever the fuck I want about. I can't even down the government where I work. They could actually fire me for that because it's their private property. So you don't have a First Amendment right everywhere you stand or wherever you're at. What the First Amendment says is the federal government can't shut you up. But if your employer, if your state, if your fucking dad, if whoever the fuck it is punches you in the fucking mouth for whatever you said, you don't have a First Amendment right. They can fire you. They can do whatever the fuck they want. Well, if they punch you in the mouth, you might do assault charges. But they could fire you. They could, lay you off. They can do whatever the fuck they want. Because the First Amendment only protects you from the federal government from shutting you down, from closing your fucking mouth, from saying you can't have a political opinion on this. Unless the federal government gets involved, your First Amendment is not violated. And people don't get that. They don't understand that. Did any of that what I said make sense? I hope I didn't ramble on there.
Yeah. Your government's not going to basically go after you for what you said.
Yeah, I mean, we'll use another example, which I know sometimes I kind of understand where they're coming from. Let's just say we're in college, and I did a political piece or whatever, and the college says, boom, they shut me down. Oh, you can't do that. You can't say that. Whatever. As liberal as colleges are, I get the actual meaning of the First Amendment, and a college can shut you down. They can say, no, you can't print that. You can't do that. And the reason they can say that is because it's a, hell, even if it's a state college, it doesn't matter. The state can shut your fucking free speech down. The federal government can't.
Yeah, good point. I will say, TR, you can go to work and say anything you want to say, but you may never ever work there again.
Very true. You're absolutely right. You can go into work and cuss out every executive in there and punch them in the mouth. You can do that, but you might go to jail
and lose your job.
And lose your job.
We have a saying at work, so pretty much where I'm at, we have a separate area, and your badge has to be activated so you can get in that area. In that area, HR does not fucking exist. You can say whatever the fuck you want, so long as the door is closed.
That's where you do your timeouts.
Yeah, politically incorrect says, tell that to the Tea Party, TR. Yeah, exactly. They don't get it. Most of America don't get what the First Amendment is. I mean, you got these kids burning down fucking colleges and, knocking windows out thinking, this is my First Amendment right. No, the fuck it ain't. You can't assault people. You can't fucking destroy property. You can't do that. The First Amendment says you have the right to peacefully assemble and redress your government on issues you have. Not burn down fucking streets, not fucking knock windows out. You can't assault somebody. You can't do it. That's not your First Amendment right. Your First Amendment right isn't taking a knee at a goddamn football game. Now, if your employer says it's okay, well, you can do that. But that's not your First Amendment right. That's between you and your employer. And everybody's lost sight of that. They don't get it. I mean, I haven't watched a fucking football game in fucking years. I never liked football, so it don't really fucking matter to me. But I'm just saying that these players and these representatives of these players saying it's their First Amendment right. No, the fuck it ain't. It ain't got a fucking thing to do with your First Amendment right. You kneeling to the national anthem, they ain't got a fucking thing to do with the First Amendment. That's you being a fucking asshole and your employer putting up with it. That's all that is. Ain't got a goddamn thing to do with the First Amendment right.
Exactly. And I think the NFL paid big time for that. I know in viewership and that kind of stuff.
Well, they're all shitting their pants right now. They're all freaking flipping around, trying to, guys, please come back. Please, do this. Please do that. We'll stand for the anthem.
I'm glad.
You.
Exactly.
Too little, too fucking late. If you're not going to fucking stand up for the goddamn anthem, go fuck yourself.
Exactly. I've held strong on that. I haven't watched a football game. When if I'm at work and those guys are watching football, I kind of give them the stink eye. Like, are you guys Americans? Are you sports fans? They get all pissed off.
They put that shit on in the fucking break room, and these guys are watching that shit, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I'm not even fucking from here, and I fucking stand up, and you assholes are watching this fucking bullshit. Like, what the fuck?
Exactly.
Oh, yeah, I've said and done the same things. And oh, well, that's not what it's about. I was like, I don't give a fuck what they think it's about. They fucking shit on the American flag. They shit on the fucking military. They shit on America. I don't care what you say they fucking represent. That's what the fuck they're doing. And
That's
fuck
it.
them and fuck you.
And you don't shit on any fucking flag or any national fucking anthem. You guys know I have my fucking flag behind me. I support the flag that's right behind fucking TR. Both of those fucking flags. Fuck everyone else that does not, including the fucking NFL.
That's right. Eat a bullet.
Well, you having your Scottish flag up there don't offend me whatsoever. I mean, that's your heritage. That's where you're from. It don't offend me. And if your national anthem come up, boom, yeah, you stand up, you respect that fucking flag. I respect every country out there.
I have been here for almost 12 years. I stand for the fucking anthem. Do I belong in this country? No, I do not. But I respect the living fucking hell out of it.
There you go.
Hey, the real Cobra Burnout says my flag is backwards. And you know what? I've had this discussion. I'm not sure that it is backwards.
Well, when you're presenting to us, it should be the other way. But if it's in a window, I don't know where it is in your house. If it's in a window and someone's looking at it, like as they drive by, then it could be right.
Well, if you're looking at it, I've been told that the star should be on the right.
Well, let's get a tally. What do we got out there? We got 695 people watching. Go ahead and let's hear what you guys have to say.
I mean, think about it. If you was looking at me face to face, the flag would be to the right. I mean, the stars would be to the right.
All right. So we got, while viewing it, the Union to the upper left. And then you got Cobra is technically right. You got, looks like the boycott is working.
All right, so let's make this real simple. Guys, go right or left. Put a right or a left in the comments.
I'm going left.
Okay.
But you know what? It's TR's flag. He can do whatever the fuck he wants.
Well, my intent was to hang it upside down. I mean, seriously, I intended for it to be the wrong way. But I've had people tell me that it's the correct way. So I'm like, well, fuck, maybe I fucked up. Because I hung it upside down because most of my chats are somewhat political. And my whole intent was our country is in distress.
All right, so we got a few people out there jumping in. SoCal says left. Cobra says left. The real Alan B Pro Troll says left. I'm not sure what is going on with you. I think you have some issues. Let's see who else we have.
Hey, TR, hit the reverse on your camera. Not on your camera.
No, I mean, seriously, I hung it that way thinking it was upside down because most of my chats are political and I think our country is in distress. My intent was for it to be upside down.
Yeah, but it's.
I mean, seriously, I intended for it to be upside down.
So,
but I've had some people tell me it's the right side, and I'm like, well, fuck, I got it wrong.
well, now you got Prepping to Endure jumps out there, and he's saying left as well. It looks like everyone so far is saying left.
Okay. All right. So I got it right.
Technically, I could flip mine around and put it upside down, but I mean, it's really not.
I intentionally, just in case anybody didn't know, that flag is intentionally supposed to be upside down as a sign of protest, or not even protest, just saying that our country's in distress. That's why we talk about political issues. That's why we talk about the problems in America. And that's why I hung it that way. I intentionally done it that way. Now, would I intentionally hang it outside my house upside down? No. But for these chats, I thought it was a little bit of a political gesture to hang it the wrong way as a sign of our country's in distress, and that's why we're talking about these issues. So I did it respectively. I wouldn't do this outside my house. If this flag was flying outside my house, it would be the proper way. If I left it overnight, there would be a fucking light on it. I respect this flag. I think a lot of this flag. I mean, I do. I really do. And I hope anybody out there don't think that I'm disrespecting the flag. I just do it for the chats because we usually sometimes get into some heated discussions and we're talking about the problems with America and with, situations that maybe we could have influence on and maybe we could help. Probably not, but that's the whole point of this conversation. So there you go. There's my spiel.
I'm going to call out Cobra real fast. And the only reason I'm calling out Cobra is because he made a comment in there real quick. He said, hang it however you want. It's your flag. You're not burning on it. You're not pissing on it. You're not kneeling on it. That's pretty much it. Stand up, frickin' support the country. That's it. Don't be a fucking pussy. Don't be a frickin' snowflake. Stand up and support your goddamn country.
Oh, Oh, absolutely. Hey, we had and even though I do that, like I said, that's a sign. I'm not disrespecting the flag. It's just a little bit of a whatever. But a few years ago, the rope broke at the place I work, and our flag was on the ground when I got to work. And my boss wanted me to, fix the rope and put the flag back up. And I was like, no, that flag hit the ground. You can't fly it again. He's like, well, we'll get another one. And, but in the meantime, you put that flag up. And I was like, no, we're not. And me and another guy, we folded that flag up, and he was ex-military too. And we walked through the fucking office, where all the damn high-ranking people are and all that shit. And I actually made an ass out of myself, maybe, I don't know. But I let him and everybody around him that was his boss know that this flag touched the ground and it cannot be flown again. And so until we get a new flag, we will not fly the American flag. And this will be disposed of properly. And my boss didn't know what the fuck to say. And I didn't really give a shit what he had to say. And everybody else was like, okay, yeah. That's fine. We'll take care of it. Because I was like dead fucking serious, because I was so fucking pissed off that he wanted me to pick that flag up off the fucking ground, fix the rope, and put it back on the flagpole. I was fucking mad as hell. I was like, hell fucking no. This is not the way you do this. We're not going to do this. And I walked in there. I mean, I was ready to punch a motherfucker,
This is how it's going to be.
It's okay, Roger. Don't worry about it. We got it. We'll have one in 2 days, I'm sure. We'll have one overnighted. I was like, okay, y'all do that. And I'm like a fucking peon.
Or I'm not coming to work tomorrow. Oh, and another thing, I want to rain.
You want that machine going? You will fucking pay me, and you will fucking get a new flag.
That's right. Between me and Tool Monkey, this place could be shut the fuck down.
No, yeah.
That's awesome. How do you feel about down small flags? That's like these ones. The question out there was, how do you feel about the small flags down? I tell you what, when I see that kind of stuff, you know, if it's like crazy windy or something, it's nobody's fault. But like if someone just like discards this like after a parade or something, like drives me fucking nuts.
Yeah, that's different. Yeah. Yeah, if you just stick a flag, a small flag like that, like on a grave or something like that, and it falls over, nobody disrespected it. They didn't think it through, and I mean, it's kind of their fault, but
I just fix it.
yeah, yeah. That's a little different. I mean, if one of those touched the ground, I wouldn't think of it the same as actually one that flew on a flagpole.
Yeah.
You know. I mean, you probably should, but I don't. You know, just kind of. I mean, with anything, I don't care what it is. I mean, you got to have a little bit of sense of common sense. I mean, if you take a little flag like that that's on a pencil stick and you stick it in the ground and it fell over, well, you should have known it was eventually going to fucking fall over. I mean, it wasn't your intent, but I don't see it as the same disrespect as, like I said, I go into work. I work for a multi-billion-dollar company. The flagpole rope broke and the flag hit the ground. You know what? Y'all can afford a new flag, and if y'all want to fly the flag, you're going to fucking respect it. You know, somebody, a little child places a little flag on their father's grave or grandfather's grave or whoever it is, hell, whether it is a veteran or not, and it fell over, I don't see the same disrespect as the company I work for trying to be patriotic and then tell me to put a flag up after it hit the ground. I'm like, fuck you. You know, a 12-year-old put a little flag this tall on a grave and it fell over. It ain't the same thing.
Yeah. No, for sure. Well, that's the same thing. Like you see some of those flags and they're like all ripped to shit and sun bleached and beat to hell. It's like, go get a new flag.
Yeah.
Well,
that's why I got that flag actually, because it's starting to it was starting to get beat up, and it was time to replace it. And I replaced the flag, and I brought this one home. Technically, it probably should be retired, but in this environment, inside a house, I think it's okay.
Hell yeah. Well, if I ever get the flagpole up, Roger, about 3 or 4 years ago, I bought basically a flagpole like you'd see at a fire station, you know, the nice aluminum one with the internal halyard and all that. And I've been wanting to basically put it up at the house. But when I go to do it, I want to try to get some, you know, like I got some military friends, some police buddies, some fire guys, and, you know, and kind of just put it up and have a little get together kind of deal. Make it, you know, worthy of a new flagpole. Mm-hmm. So I'll be inviting you over for that one.
Well, let me know, man. If I got to take vacation, I'll be there.
Yeah, I still got to dig the hole and do all the concrete and all that crap. So,
well, don't invite me for all that.
No, I'll drop it.
Hey, and when you're digging the hole and you're doing all that crap, make sure you don't drop the pole in someone's house.
Well, it'd be my house I drop it on, but my house is pretty tree proof. So,
I'm just kidding though. You know, I'd love that, man.
So it'd be cool.
As much as sometimes I hope I don't seem anti-American or anti-U.S. Constitution and all that. I am a constitutionalist to the fucking core. I'm probably more of a constitutionalist than I am a libertarian. But I mean, I believe in all this shit, you know.
Mario, I love Mario. Tactical beam.
Battle beam. Battle beam.
Battle beam. That's
You
right.
gotta get it right, man. It's the battle beam.
Battle beam. It's
Love
cold
that
and freezing. My brain's not working.
All right. I'm just going to brag a little bit, just a little bit. I can't say who's giving it to me, which I know is probably fucked up from the beginning. But anyway, I am a recipient. I hadn't got it yet, of a flag that was flown on a U.S. embassy.
Awesome.
So I am very proud of that. It's amazing what YouTube and making connections and stuff. And it wasn't something I asked for or whatever, but I'll have to, details to come. I may be able to talk about it. I may not. I don't know. But anyway, I will get a flag that was flown on a U.S. embassy.
Pretty cool.
That's cool.
I thought that was fucking awesome. It was out of the blue. I was like, what the fuck? Hell yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah,
Our
that's
fire
pretty freaking cool, man.
Our fire department, we have a flag that was from 9/11, the World Trade Center. I don't know if it was one of the ones on the Trade Center, but we fly that every what was the last one we just had? The Veterans Day. We do it in the parade on our ladder truck. We'll fly it. So it's pretty cool. It goes with us. That's always kind of cool. Just because the flag has so much, I don't know if you call it history, just it means a lot to so many people. What the hell's a dinging noise? Somebody's getting a text.
Yeah.
That's the old lady he's got
That's
going.
Sonia.
That's his
Sonia.
friend.
Yeah, friend.
Yeah, if you hear me talk about my friend and I can't do a chat, it's Sonya.
Yeah.
I won't deny it.
I'm gonna go visit a friend.
Well, if I say girlfriend, she get all pissed off.
Ah. Now we know. Dear Roger, quit saying friend, girlfriend.
Well, she's really, I've kind of fucked her up. And
Careful what you say now.
Yeah. Hold
well,
on.
she don't want a relationship, and I've kind of messed her up because I've kind of pushed her into one. I don't know, maybe not pushed her into one, but
Jammed it?
I kind of messed her up because she was like, cosmopolitan, big city. I mean, Nashville. I mean, think about it. Nashville, I looked up the population. It's right at 700,000 people in the city of Nashville.
So
so she was all into the, nightlife, clubs, and she was corporate life and all that. And then she moved down here, and the population of Greenville is 70,000 compared to 700,000. So she kind of moved into small life, and she's still thinking, oh no, I'm just out doing this and that. You can't tie me down. And but it's all good.
it's all good. Yeah, that's a big difference in population.
Yeah. And oh wow. I'm glad we got smart. As much as I hate my smartphone sometimes, I'm glad that damn GPS works on that sumbitch, because you could get lost in no time. And in 2 seconds flat, you're lost in Nashville. It's nothing but bypasses and fucking highways.
Nashville is a fucking train wreck.
That's how Asheville is too. Fuck.
It is a fucking train wreck to drive in.
It took me probably 2 years to figure out how to get to the friggin'. I was using that thing anywhere I went. Like, I would go from the airport to home, and then I got to the point I could actually pull that off without fucking without using my map. But yeah, Definitely nice to have. That's for sure. And it saves so many arguments because back in the day before we had all that shit, I'd be driving, we'd be, going on vacation, and my wife would be like turning the map upside down and shit. And I'd be like, what in the fuck are you doing over there? I can't find this. I'm like, God, can't you read a map? Because working in the fire department, it's like you got to know how to read a map. Well, not anymore because everything's computerized, but I'd be yelling at her. She'd be yelling at me.
Well, how you don't even know how to cut down a tree without putting it on the house. How's that work?
That's what I'm saying.
Recently seen that video. That was a good. I don't know how shitty it turned out, but I had fun making it anyway.
Hey, you know what? It was all fun and games. I just wanted you to come over so I cut the tree down.
I was even saying in the video, it's like, well, if it's too bad, I won't post this. And I had people saying like, well, if you're not going to post it, you ain't got to say it. Just don't post it.
True.
Because I was like, because if it was really bad, I'd be like, well, I ain't posting this shit. Yeah.
Fucking whole house cut in half. But
I was like, okay, never mind.
I'm glad you came over there. You might have saved my life that day.
Yeah, she might have ripped your head off if I hadn't been there.
You went from wanting to kill me to getting sandwiches for me and TR. I was like, yeah, TR, hang out some more. Here's another beer. Don't be going nowhere.
That's a good way to keep them around. Here's another beer. Here's another beer.
That's right. Hell yeah. Whatever it takes.
I'm glad that it wasn't any really damage done. That turned out to be a pretty good. It worked out, and I'm glad I could help.
Yeah.
Those fucking beans. There's no way in fucking hell you could have done that by yourself.
No, I had an idea, but I'm like, I can't do this by myself. There ain't no damn way. Of course, you should have seen me yesterday. So I'm talking this big old fucking tree, like about that big, had fallen, but it had landed on another big ass tree, right? And then it had, like, at the top, it had basically a branch that kind of went like this, so it was locked in there. And I'm like, fuck, now I gotta cut this thing down. And you know me and chainsaws, I'm like, oh shit. So I'm cutting this thing, and I'm fucking scared as fuck, waiting for this thing to spin or do whatever. So I finally get through, and I cut it off, and it just fucking goes thunk. So now I'm like, oh fuck. I'm on, now what am I gonna do? So I'm over there and I'm ratcheting with fucking come-alongs and shit, and this tree will not move. I'm like, oh shit. So I'm like, okay, time to bring the truck in. So then I got to clear like a trail to get my truck in because it's in the middle of the woods. And I ended up just fucking ripping that thing out. Just so it's down. It's down. So I'm better off now. I just didn't want it to fall on the kids or do any of that shit. Crazy stuff.
Well, I found that trees will fall wherever you want them to fall, as long as it don't really fucking matter. But if it has to fall a certain way, that's when everything goes wrong.
Exactly. I agree 1,000%.
I can go out in the middle of the woods and say, hey, I can drop that tree right there. Within 5 foot, it's going to fall right there. But if there's a house, a car, whatever, a road, nope. That son of a bitch could be leaning this hard toward this. And I'm like, this will be fine. Well, I could cut it down and that son of a bitch will fall that way.
Yeah. Yeah, you could have a serious lean and the house is over here. Cut that thing and it'll fucking... You're like,
I feel your pain. I've been there. I know.
Yeah, that's why you get them like mojados from Home Depot. Yeah. No, I enjoy cutting trees when they're down. It's those
Just
tall.
make sure they're on the ground first before you start cutting.
It's those tall dead ones. It's those tall dead ones that are scary.
Well, even cutting shit on the ground, it can fuck you up.
Yeah, but it ain't gonna smash you. Might cut your
Well,
leg off.
I got a story for you. I'm sure I've told this before online. If I hadn't, bear with me. If I did, I was over at my sister's house cutting some trees down that fell. And, you know, I'm on this log. My feet are far apart. I'm good. No problems. But it's in some really high weeds. And so I'm not really seeing exactly where I'm cutting, but I'm, you know, I know I'm cutting through this log. And all of a sudden a shoe flew out. A black shoe just flew out. And I swear to God, for at least 1 second, if not more, I thought I just cut my fucking foot off. My foot wasn't nowhere near it, but it didn't matter. When you're using a chainsaw and all of a sudden a fucking shoe flies out, you just automatically think you just chopped your fucking foot off. But it was, you know, one for kids' teeny shoes or whatever. But it scared the shit out of me. I mean, I had to stop and go take a break because I just knew I had to regroup. And it's like, holy fuck, I just chopped my foot off. You know?
Yeah, that's pretty scary shit.
So let's see. You shot yourself in the elbow.
Cut your foot off.
No, you almost cut your foot off.
Or at least I thought I did.
Let's see. What else can we add on the list here?
All that tells you is I got nerves of steel.
That's right.
And almost bulletproof. Almost. Not quite, but almost.
No, it went in. So, I mean, it's not bulletproof.
Bullet resistant.
I'm
bullet resistant. We'll go with bullet resistant.
That's right. Resistant works well. I got a CNN flash here. It says North Korea says it successfully launched a Haesong, another missile.
Yeah, they were talking about that this morning.
I don't know if it was another one though. I got one earlier on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I'm not a logger. I'm not a trained professional class faller. So
Well, you would think being a fireman, you would have some kind of training in that.
California doesn't have big fucking trees unless you go up north. Like where I'm at, it's all big ass bushes. I don't do that shit anyways. We have guys that fall trees and all that shit. I just basically go, see that big tree over there? That's basically the story. Bullet absorbent reptilian gimmicks.
Well, it was the AR-15 I was using. I don't know if that falls into the reptilian category.
Yeah, I think it makes it into the CZ world.
Yeah, it wasn't a CZ.
So what you're saying is you have to repeat the video with a CZ?
Uh-oh.
Well, no, I mean, I can shoot it with a pistol all day long, but a rifle did not work out in my favor.
Not at that distance.
Hell no.
Yeah. Hey, who wants to shoot steel at 10 feet with a rifle?
It was an educational video. What not to do.
Yeah, don't ever fucking do this.
I think I just shot myself. You're a good trooper. You just kept on going like nothing happened.
I'm a bleeding. I'm not quite sure what happened, but I'm a bleeding.
Oh, and that big bump right there, that's scar tissue.
Yeah, you can press on it all day long.
We used to tell
It's all
TR,
good.
well, that's a bullet. He's on, no, that's scar tissue. He would sit here in the
Just
chat.
smack it a little bit. It'll be okay. Just
that's scar
a few
tissue.
times.
I'm like, was it there before? No.
It'll go down eventually. You just got to keep on beating on
Yeah,
it.
you got to smack it.
I'm just very optimistic. And for the people out there that want to know, I did say that there it is. Wait a minute, let me pull
Where
it
is
out.
it?
Y'all can't see it. I carried this for a fucking month before I finally did something about it. It's only that big. That's all it was.
So rusty.
But Battle Bean, you are correct. We do fucking throw rocks at each other for shits and giggles. Yes.
Freedom.
Or
Big fucking
fireworks.
rocks.
Big rocks.
Well, no, yeah, we will throw bullets at each other, depending if you're to farm or not.
When's the shave down, Scotty? When's the shave down?
When's the shave gonna happen? Well, when they double the goal, man, we got to double the goal, and that'll shave.
Copy that.
We got to double the goal. We just literally, I think we just reached the goal that C-Max originally had. But once we double that, then I will shave it live.
All right. I'm going to have to give away a gun then. So I'll be next up. Not sure which one, though. CZ definitely makes some nice ones. What's in the box?
Hey, Matthew, what's up, man?
Pop the top.
Well, I just want to say the fucking torture and shit we'll go through to make videos.
Exactly.
Yeah, when I had that ricochet hit me, by the time I walked up to the target and I'm talking about it, and I just look at my elbow and that motherfucker's just fucking pouring blood, and I'm like, by the way, look what happened. Yeah, don't stand that close to a target, boys and girls. Yeah.
I think that was the best part. It's not, guys and ladies. It's boys and girls. Don't do this shit at home.
It was about that. It was that calm, too. Oh, and by the way, yeah, you don't want to do that.
Yeah, this little bit of hole that I have here with this big fat piece of metal. Yeah, don't do this at home. Just make sure you get a little bit more distance when you shoot.
And I think he said it bounced off. Didn't you say it bounced out or something?
Yeah. Well, I thought it did, but it did bounce off the target and come back and bite me in the fucking elbow, but I still didn't think there was a whole fucking bullet or jacket or whatever in my head. It ended up being just a jacket, but that was enough, It did break my arm, which is still not actually fully healed.
Oh, TR.
I know the guys at work, they were like, well, if I shove a fucking shovel into your leg, are you going to tell me tomorrow that it's just a little bit sore? Because that's what I kept saying. Well, it's a little bit sore.
It's just scar tissue.
Yeah, it'd be okay.
Man, you're fucking like me, dude. I broke my ankle, sprained it, and dislocated it all at the same time. And I didn't even go to the doctor. I just fucking wrapped that shit up, go to work. Fucking 6 days later, it's black and blue to the top of my fucking knee. And everyone's looking at me like, dude, you're fucking stupid. Like, nah, I'm good, dude. It hurts a little. I'm good.
Yeah.
Did you ever get it looked at?
Yeah, they popped it back in place. That's all they did, though. It's still broken.
Oh, it was still broken? Did they have to
they said the break wasn't
it?
big enough for them to fix it. So all they did was pop it back in place, and the blood flow went back in, and that was it.
Yeah, parts went back in the right spot.
Yeah, the black, blue, purple, and every color under the fucking sun disappeared.
Oh, yeah, it'll be okay here in about 6 months, maybe.
Well, it's weird is when I broke my arm, all the bruising went to my like armpit around here. This was all black and blue, but I actually broke my elbow. That was the weirdest thing ever.
Cobra, I'm not fucking whining. I was simply stating a fact, asshole.
Damn it, Cobra. Cobra's, did you see his last video about Star Trek shit?
Yeah.
He's kind of a Star Trek nerd, isn't he?
He is definitely a Star Trek nerd.
Yeah. Broken bone talk. That's right.
He's a pretty cool ass guy though, even though he can be an asshole every now and then.
Well, we can all be an asshole every once in a while.
He fits in well with the crowd.
Yeah. You should wipe that tear off your eye, he said.
He's the one that sent me a teary napkin, so I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, Cobra.
Talking about shooting steel plates, we got a politically incorrect. He was shooting a Mosin at 100 yards and still got a piece in his arm. See, that's the good thing about shooting these non-jacketed freaking rounds. They just kind of just turn into dust.
Yeah, Cobra, I know you're just fucking with me, man. It's all good.
All right, I had to step away for a minute. But speaking of Star Trek, Sonia pointed out to me, she was looking at my hands.
You talking about your friend?
Yeah, my friend.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Your friend.
You know, if I hold up my left hand, you know, fingers are somewhat separated normal. If I hold up my right hand, she pointed out, and I hadn't noticed that, and I mean, literally, that's just a natural pose, and I told her I must be part Vulcan. Because these two fingers are separated for some reason unnaturally. And I was like, I'm Vulcan. I got Vulcan in my blood.
Now you got me looking at my hands, and my hands are completely different. Look. What was weird was I was trying to do that Vulcan thing.
See, I can't do it either. Like, I don't know what it is, but I cannot keep these two fingers together.
I have to go like this over, and then I can like do the.
Well, this hand, it does. I can do it. You see, I told you I'm Vulcan. But I mean, the
Look like
fingers are
gangbangers.
naturally
West
separated.
side.
This one, they're automatically like, I got this big gap right here, and it's just like natural. But I mean, I can do it with both of them. I tell you, I got green blood, and I'm Vulcan.
That's your presidential.
Yeah, there's almost a little bit of point there too, SoCal. Yeah, you're right.
Get some clothes hangers. What we got going on here? What's all this show hide shit that's been going on the whole time?
There's something new going on. That I guess they give you an option, or at least moderators option to do something about it. I've only hit a few of them.
So now is Alan? Did he get his thing back, or is it still 90 days?
I see that. He had to start another channel just to do that because it says the real Alan B Pro.
Until he can get it.
I think the real Alan B Pro is a troll. I don't see Janice Gay out there, so you know I'm thinking that may be a troll that we got going on.
It could be. Well, not even a troll, just somebody different. Just trolling Alan.
Well, there's that one the other day that was YouTube YT eat a bowl of dicks.
He was out there earlier, or she, whatever. I don't know. They were out there earlier in the side chat.
Oh.
Well, best I can figure is Alan has some masculine issues, and that's why he came up with Jan is gay. He's just trying to let us know in a subtle way that, you know, he has some alternative outlets he's
I'm thinking
checking
he
out.
finally just decided he was going to man up and just tell it how it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and I told him it was good he finally came out of the closet.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, as everybody knows, this is the Tuesday night chat. I am very friendly with the transgender community, and if Alan B Pro is, you know, if he has a little bit more sugar in his tank, as Johnny Masterdarms Dunn says, if he, you know, leans toward the gay side, that's fine. You know that we have there's no repercussions for that. We won't make fun of that. If you're gay, just be open, come out of the closet. It's okay.
Just come up with a new channel name.
Yeah. Yeah, Jane is gay is just a little too more obvious. I mean, unless that's maybe
He went to the extreme. He went from, you know, hiding it to straight up, bam, it's in your face.
That's right.
Is Jan his alternative name? I'm assuming.
Yeah, that's his when he dresses. Maybe
it's his middle name.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm thinking is when he dresses up to go out on the town and drag that his name is Jan. I'm assuming.
Yeah. Then you name him Jan, Mr. Jan to you.
Okay. Well, that's good to know about Alan. You know, I mean, we all need to know this stuff, and we're all cool with it, Alan or
It's
Jan,
good, Alan.
whatever you prefer to be
Jan,
called.
it's fine, man. You know,
Hey, just call him Jan Olin.
Like I told you when you posted that video, I'm like, you took the domestic a little too far, but we can work with it. It's okay. Just don't expect anything from me because it's not going to happen.
Fucking Cobra's a dick. You are a douchebag. We love you, buddy. All right. Any other stuff that you guys want to chat about?
Nah, that's good.
Bob's got something to say. All right, Bob.
Here we go.
Yep. There you go.
Perfect.
Do you guys agree or disagree?
Well, Bob talks too much. I didn't catch everything he said.
Yeah, he needs to shut the fuck up. Sorry, Bob. You're kind of like Joey.
That's right.
All right, I agree. We'll go ahead and wrap this up. I know I got to go to work tomorrow, and I've been off for 7 days, so it's going to be a bitch to get up in the morning to go to work. Not because it'll be early in the morning, just because I don't want to go to work. But but I'll let you guys do an outro if you want, and I'll start with the Scotsman. Would you like to do an outro, man?
Again, appreciate you having me on, and just appreciate everyone helping out with CMAX, jumping over on Codaboy and entering in the raffle. Really appreciate it. Appreciate you having me on. Appreciate the side chat. They've been going off pretty good tonight. And that's all I got.
Thanks for coming on, man. I appreciate it. Rick, would you like to say anything before we sign off here?
Thanks for showing up, everyone. Appreciate it. And other than that, see you on the next video.
All right. Thanks, guys. And thanks, Rick, for filling in on me on Sunday night. I do appreciate that. And you did have a good chat. And it was very entertaining, and I enjoyed watching it.
Did you see our VR entries?
Yeah, I got about 4 or 5 more.
No, did you see ours?
Not. Well, did you do it on chat?
Yeah. SoCal.
It must have been.
It was SoCal,
it must have been toward
me and Alan or Jan.
It must have been toward the end. Maybe I didn't catch all of it.
All right.
Oh, I'll have to go back and watch it then.
No, don't worry about it.
No, I just want to see it.
Oh, all right.
All right. Well, anyways, thanks for coming by, everybody, and we'll see you Sunday night. And until then, see you later. And just in case you want in on the giveaway, I'm going to try to give away, as far as I know, I can give away a food saver. Land Run 89 is going to give away 200 rounds of 45 ammo. I shouldn't say ammo, bullets to reload. Maybe something else. I don't know. It hadn't had a big response, but it's been a pretty good response. But if you want to give away, what position would you want on my cabinet if I run for president in 2020? And let me know somebody else you would want to be on the cabinet, and let me know why. And do a VR. It's all for fun. You get a chance to win a food saver, about a $250 value. That's all I'm saying. I mean, get in or don't. I don't give a damn. It don't matter to me. I don't care if 2 people got in it. It's going to cost me the same amount of money. But if you want a food saver, if you want to get in, if you want to have some fun, do a VR. Otherwise, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Cold.